Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Clifton Henry here with day 2 of Sandbox Confessions. And man, imagine yourself being like 15 years in the game, right? Like you're traveling coast to coast, New York to LA, Miami to Chicago, Houston to Denver. You're selling hundreds of thousands of dollars of work over your career and winning award on top of award on top of award all at the same time. You're having like the biggest artist block of your entire career. Well, this confession is about how I got unstuck, right? And how I created the Sandbox project in order to get unstuck. If I'm being perfectly honest, like I felt like a 80s or 90s R&B singer, like touring the country but just playing the hits, right? I wasn't creating, I wasn't stretching myself, I wasn't like in my practice. I wasn't in the practice of creating work. I was a truck driver, I was a salesman, I was a bunch of other things than the artist I want to be, the artist I know that I am, and wasn't creating the work. And I know, my artist friends that are watching this, they totally understand how you have to wear several hats in this, but you cannot lose your creative cap. Like, seriously, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So the Sandbox project forced me into action. It gave me that push that I needed to like literally get started. That's where I was having my trouble. I was having trouble getting started because I knew how much work was ahead of me, and I knew what the creative process does. You have to dive in, you have to focus, you have to be committed, you have to be vulnerable, and you have to be in tune with the world and allow those influences to come in and mix and take your time and digest what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, all to create, an impactful and authentic body of work or singular piece. I had gotten too comfortable in like the business part, in the hustle and bustle of it all, that I wasn't creating. I was making money, but I wasn't creating. Now, for context, back in 2020, I introduced the Sandbox project to a handful of collectors, and I gave them the opportunity to pre-purchase work from my next series uh, before it was even created, before I even like thought about or like dialed in and nailed out what exactly the theme or the concept was going to be for this next series. And there was no due date, there was no deadline, there was no promise on when these pieces would be done or delivered. It's a crazy concept, right? But the Sandbox ended up creating like a pressure filled situation for me to perform because, of course, I had people that invested in me. It gave me the much needed cosign and like pat on the back to like go on and get busy, dive into the creative process. It wasn't like I was looking for permission to start creating, but it did give me like reassurance that I did have people invested in me. I did have people who believed in the work. Um, I did have community that was literally like surrounding me and chanting and cheering for me and excited about what Clifton was going to produce next. Like history tells me, and history has told me that like my ideas are dope. Like just produce them, just get out there and do it. Like stop hesitating, stop doubting yourself. Like you got this. So the Sandbox project was created out of necessity because I needed the pressure. I needed to force myself into this situation, back against the wall. All right, brother, you got eyeballs on you. You need to produce. So start producing. And it was a rough ride. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I was out of practice, because I had like a creative atrophy, if you will, right? And fast forward, when it was all said and done, I created an award-winning body of work, The Weight We Carry. Many of those pieces have sold out and entered some fantastic collections, and is still winning awards and being highly regarded. So super excited about the work that came out of the Sandbox Project Season 1. Now, when the whole thing started, I had no idea like where to begin. I had people sign up, I had people buy in and invest in the project, and I didn't know where to start. But I knew that this was going to push me to start, and I would figure it out along the way, since starting seemed to be like my biggest block. At the end of this 14-day video series, Sandbox Confessions, I will be launching season 2 of the Sandbox Project. So stay tuned for that. If you received an email from me already, no worries. You are already tapped in, and you will receive an official invitation when the time comes if you'd like to participate in season 2. But should you have a friend, family member, colleague, someone like that that might be interested in the project as well, they need their own invitation. So you can click the link in bio to get some more information. They can sign up, etc. Or you can copy and paste the link below and put that into your browser, and it'll take you to the exact same place. Okay? Thanks for tuning in to day 2 of the Confession series, and I will check y'all out on the next one. All right? Peace.